You've definitely heard of people saying, "Oh, I saved that to the cloud." But what does cloud actually mean? And in this context, these clouds aren't what we're talking about. The cloud is just a fancy way of saying something is run or stored on someone else's computer. That someone is usually a large company like Amazon, Google, or Microsoft, and they have huge data centers with powerful servers. So instead of storing your stuff locally, you can access it online from the cloud. So why do we need the cloud? Well, before the cloud, businesses needed to upgrade, maintain hardware themselves, which can get very expensive when you're trying to scale up. Scaling meant more money, more headaches, and more machinery. So basically, it was expensive and very hard to manage. So that's what the cloud solves. Instead of having to build your own server, you can just rent a server off a provider that has everything set up for you. If your application grows, you can scale it up with a couple of clicks, and you don't have to worry about the physical setup and hardware. And you can access it from anywhere. Even as a regular user, you're using the cloud all the time when you're storing images on iCloud or Google Photos, or using Microsoft 365, and even watching Netflix. Everything's powered by cloud servers. There's actually a couple of different types of cloud services depending on what you need. There is software as a service. This is just when you're using an app like Canva or Google Docs and you don't need to set up anything, you're just using it. There is platform as a service, which means you build your own app, but the cloud handles the servers, the databases, and any scaling. Examples of the service would include Firebase or Heroku. And there is also infrastructure as a service, which means you pretty much set up everything yourself, and you would use providers like AWS or Azure. So in summary, the cloud is just using remote servers over the internet instead of setting it up yourself. And it pretty much powers everything these days. I hope this video was helpful, and if it was, don't forget to check out the rest of my series on software development for beginners. But other than that, I'll see you next time.